everyone, another video for 2020, and this is my first video for this year. Another year. Yes, I've been out for a long time, and because I missed you all, I will be answering some of the common questions during the past holidays dito when it comes to working here in the UK. The Christmas and the New Year, and many of you guys are asking what have been the benefits of us overseas nurses or overseas workers here in the UK during those times of holidays. So I will try my best to answer them one by one, and I hope I will answer your questions.
Hold up.
Before anything else, of course, my answers are based on some of my readings, personal readings, and of course my personal experience. So if you got some ideas and some answers or better answers to these questions, drop your comments down below on the comment section so that everyone would know your points and views about these certain questions and topics. Alright guys, so I've got here a list of questions. Okay, question number 1. Are we required to work on holidays here in the UK? My answer is yes, but it depends on your contract. Personally, I had 2 employers already from the NHS and private. Yes, we were required to work. It's either holidays of the Christmas or the holidays of New Year. Meron ding mga company na nagpapawork ng employees during Christmas and New Year. But to be fair, there should be a schedule for New Year and Christmas. So, mamimili ka lang. It's either you work for the Christmas or for the New Year's. But of course, ask your employer or your HR or your manager if you have these plans to be out of Christmas and New Year. So, ask them ahead. Way ahead, because marami kayong nakapila na gustong magbakasyon for Christmas and New Year. So my advice to you is, if you plan next year to be, like say, going home in the Philippines or go somewhere else for Christmas and New Year, ask them if they would allow you to be off Christmas to New Year or Christmas and New Year. But normally, we work either Christmas or New Year. Number 2 question, is there a bonus to work on holiday? Now, this also depends on the employer or the company. On my experience on the NHS, there has been enhancement to work on holidays, Christmas or New Year or any other holidays, especially if you do bank shifts on those holidays, which sometimes are very rare because usually those holidays are higher rates and you are paid in a higher rate. So, mas kinakat off nila at kinakat down nila ang number of staffs to work during holiday. Mas marami kang marireceive na enhancement or mas mataas yung enhancement na makukuha mo. Do it make sense? Basta ganun. If you work on holidays as a bank shift, mas mataas yung pay mo this coming salary day. Eto, there have been questions as well. Is there a 13th month pay or 13-month salary in the UK? As far as experience, there is none. I think it's just in the Philippines. Correct me if I'm wrong, comment down below. But I think it's just more in the Philippines. So I haven't received for almost 4 to 5 years here. I haven't received a 13th month salary here in the UK. Sad, but there are some perks, but it's not 13-month May salary. Make sense? Oh, is there a, what is that? Is there a public transport during Christmas and New Year or holidays? Ito medyo kasi there are public holidays that merong mga public transport. Here in London, or I think generally anywhere here in the UK, during Christmas season or during Christmas holiday, there is limited, I would say limited public transport. So what's gonna happen is, it's either if you live near the hospital, you can just walk towards the hospital, or pre-book a taxi because there is a holiday for the bus transport. But in New Year, there are transport but on a certain or specific areas as well. It's not as limited as the Christmas, but it is still limited. Okay? So, you can take some public transport, but hindi ganon kadami like in the regular days. And in relation to the question, since there is no public transport, what will you do? If, well, halimbawa, I am working or I'm living away from the hospital, what will you do? Usually, in the private sector, the hospital or the company pays for the taxi. We have this taxi booking form that we sign up and then we submit to the manager or to the HR, and then the company will book us a taxi. So say for example, I have worked during Christmas and there is no public transport during Christmas, so I book a taxi na kukuha sa akin, picking me up here at home from this particular time, and then a taxi again picking me up from the hospital back here at home. So usually ganun ang nangyayari in a private sector. In the NHS, ganun din. So there is a situation wherein you book a taxi and then you file this, you keep the ticket or whatever receipt, and then you file as a reimbursement from the manager, or it is a pre-booked transport from a taxi booked by the hospital. So almost the same. But the question is, what if I live so far away from the hospital? Like I live 2 hours away from the hospital, and if the hospital books, it's so expensive, then it's the prerogative of the hospital or the company or the manager to ask you, either you stay at home na lang and you don't work for Christmas and New Year, swerte mo, or they pay for your taxi, which is quite a high price. So depende yon sa each and every company, but mostly on that situation, I guess the company would opt to choose na wag ka na lang pa-work during holidays, which is a benefit for you. Swerte. Now, what if during this holiday season and then you book a taxi and then the taxi didn't show up? Ooh. So the answer there is either you walk towards the hospital if it's just close, or take a private taxi at your own expense and then ask for a reimbursement, or call the hospital if you're living too far from the hospital and there's no other means for you to go to the hospital. Call the hospital, tell them that your taxi didn't show up. It was not your fault. Of course, it is not your fault. So that they can either cancel your shift or change taxi booking. So, pwedeng ganon. Eh, what if I will be late during holiday season? It depends. But the best way or the best action that you can do, call. Of course, call the shift coordinator or the manager, the nurse in charge, the duty manager, or the reception that you are coming late or you will be late because of this holiday. And it is expected. Mind you guys, with all this limited public transport, the increase on demand of taxi bookings are really expected. So that's why there are instances and more instances that you will come to work quite late or really late. So that's why you just have to inform your duty managers or your nurse in charge or your coordinators, because they would understand. It's not a point against you, because they would really understand that this is due to the public holiday and the limitation of transport. So this is, I think, a question with regards to New Year and Christmas. Can I bring food to share when I go to work? Yes, of course you can. By all means, yes. Yes, you can. Are there Christmas parties here in the UK or in the companies? Yes, there are Christmas parties held within the companies. Like if you are working in the NHS, there are Christmas parties. But the thing is, it's most likely you pay for this Christmas party because of course this there might be a share from the unit, but you have to shell out a sum of money for your Christmas party. That's what I experienced when I was working in the NHS. But when I was working in the private hospital, we were so lucky because the hospital paid for the Christmas party, so you just have to bring yourself and yeah, enjoy the Christmas party. Eto, what are the common giveaways given to staff during Christmas or New Year or the holiday season? Now, I'm talking about Christmas and New Year frequently because ito yung pinaka prominent na holidays here in the UK, especially here in the UK. So, usually these holidays, the staff receives, as far as I experienced, I received, when I was working in the NHS, the matron gave chocolates to the staff, and there are some senior sisters or sisters giving some tokens, like some either card or some small gifts to the staff. When I was working in a private hospital, the private hospital gave us a voucher. The other year they gave us like a 30 to 35 pounds voucher which you can spend in any stores you want, and this year they still gave us the 35 pounds voucher, plus I think, yeah, they gave us wine, either red wine or white wine. In some other hospitals I've heard they gave turkey and chocolates and food items and some other raffles. And of course, in the private, which I have been working during Christmas, we have this, you have a slot wherein pwede kang makasali sa Christmas lunch. So, may mga ganong company. So, yeah, there are a lot of perks and benefits during the holiday seasons here in the UK or in England. So I guess that is it for today. I hope I answered some of your questions. I would like to thank everyone who's supporting my channel all throughout. Maraming salamat. Because sometimes tinatamad ako mag-upload. I upload so late, but you are so patient, guys, to wait for it and still enjoy it. But thank you very much. If you have some comments, questions, or reactions, just drop them down below the comment box and let me know. Thank you for all the new subscribers, and those who haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It's the new year. Let's live a new life. Thank you for watching the video, and see you on the next videos and adventure. Bye!